and then second part, or maybe another session just. So we are going to begin with the poet from Austria. And it's very difficult to pronounce his name correctly. I just learned from him, but I'm sure I will be wrong. But I try. Haralld Kollegger. It's not a Harald, as we the Indians, the way we pronounce. It's Austrian name, so be careful. Haralld Kollegger, right? Please.
Okay, thank you. Is this working? No, I like this one. Okay, so thank you very much.
So, sir, before you begin, just a warning for all of us. 4 to 5 minutes. 4, 5 minutes, not to exceed 5 minutes.
I actually did a division on my pocket calculator. And if
you choose two short points.
If you have 40 minutes and 15 people would be here, we'd have exactly 2.6 minutes. So if you give me 4, it's fine with me.
5.
Now I'll have two very short poems, and I will read them in German. Sarita has translated them into English and into Oriya, and she will give the Oriya version. I myself am a medical doctor, and at home in my poetry kitchen, I have more than 2 books, but I have 2 books that are usually empty at the beginning. And one has the title, Writing Medical Doctors, and I'll give you 1 poem from that book. And the second one is called Body Sounds. So I start with the first one. And it's dedicated as a morning song to my colleague from Russia who has died exactly in the year 1900. His name is Anton Chekhov. Meister der Wort- und Heilkunst, dir ist vertraut, Körperzellen bewahren Erinnerungen auf. Wie ein verwitternder Speicher goldene Samen unter der glanzvollen Beleuchtung, die die Morgensonne nach dem Regen ausgießt, legt das synaptisch biedere Empfinden seine Biederkeit ab, wie die ermattete Natter ihre Haut, und möchte singen, plötzlich nur singen, singt jedoch nicht, klingt jedoch nicht, beseitigt, umschattet wie ein willfähriger Lemming sich selbst und lässt ab tonlos und sorglos und erfreulicherweise wortlos vom Dies, vom Hier, vom Jetzt, entfaltet leichthin im Morgenlicht den taufrischen Tonfall der Lehre. Bitte, Sarita.
Even if you 100 times told me that I should read it slowly, because Oriya is just like pebbles in running water, it sounds to him. I'll try to read slowly. Anton Chekhovଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଗୀତଟିଏ ଶବ୍ଦ ଆଉ ଚିକିତ୍ସାର ପ୍ରବୀଣ ତୁମେ ଜାଣିଛ କି ଶରୀରର କୋଷ ଧରି ରଖିଥାନ୍ତି ସ୍ମୃତି ଋତୁ ଭଣ୍ଡାରରେ ସୁରକ୍ଷିତ ସୁନେଲି ବିହନଟିଏ ପରି ଝିଲମିଲ କରୁଥିବା ଆଲୋକ ଯିଏକି ବର୍ଷା ପରେ ଢାଳି ଦିଏ ପ୍ରଭାତର କିରଣ ସାପଟିଏ କାତି ଛାଡ଼ିବା ପରି କେବେ କେମିତି ଛାଡ଼ି ଦିଏ ସେ ନିଜର ସଚୋଟତା ସେ ଚାହେଁ ଗୀତ ଗାଇବାକୁ ହଠାତ୍ ଖାଲି ଗୀତ ଗାଇବାକୁ କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ଗୀତ ଗାଏ ନା ସ୍ୱରଟିଏ ବି ବାହାର କରିପାରେ ନା ଖାଲି ଡୁବିଯାଏ ସ୍ୱରହୀନ ଭାବନାହୀନ ଆଉ ସୌଭାଗ୍ୟରୁ ଶବ୍ଦହୀନ ଅନ୍ଧକାର ଘେରା ନଗଣ୍ୟ ପଶୁଟିଏ ପରି ଏଠାରୁ ଏହି ସମୟଠାରୁ ପ୍ରଭାତର ଆଲୋକରେ ଶିଶିର ଭିଜା ଶୂନ୍ୟତାର ଦୁର୍ବଳ ସ୍ୱରରେ।
And the second poem is quicker and louder. It has been written after listening on a hot summer night to a cry of unknown origin. Ende Juli, im Hinterhof in der Hitze der Nacht, dringt der Schrei einer Frau an mein Ohr. Ich weiß nicht, ob Schmerz oder Lust, Trauer vielleicht ihre Lippen entzweigerissen haben. Der Nachklang des Schreis hält mich wach, weil mein Kopf erfüllt ist von wühlenden Gedanken. Ob Lust und Trauer immer in Schmerz münden, ob Buchstaben aus Eis, Schmerz und Lust in Trauer wandeln, ob als Köder zum Überleben Trauer und Schmerz sich entpuppen müssen als Lust. Die Zufälle dieser Nacht trennen mich von meinen Plänen, dann im Morgengrauen sehe ich den Mond wandern, während die letzten Sterne verblassen. Erschöpft drehe ich mich im Bett auf die Seite, höre noch den Turmfalkenschrei, der sich an Dachtraufen bricht. Thank you. Quicker.
जुलाई शेषରେ ଗରମ ଜୁଲାଇ ରାତିରେ ଗୋଟିଏ ସ୍ତ୍ରୀ ଲୋକର ଚିତ୍କାର ମୋତେ ଉଠାଇଦେଲା। ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି ସେ ଚିତ୍କାର ଉଲ୍ଲାସର ନା ଯନ୍ତ୍ରଣାର ଥିଲା। ବୋଧେ ଶୋକ ହଜେଇ ବସିଛି ସ୍ୱର। ଏ ଚିତ୍କାର ପ୍ରତିଧ୍ୱନି ଶୋଇବା ପାଇଁ ଦିଏ ନା ମୋତେ। ଏଇ ପଳାତକ ଭାବନା ଏକ ପଳାତକ ଭାବନା ଭର୍ତ୍ତି ହୋଇଯାଏ ମୋ ମସ୍ତିଷ୍କରେ। କାରଣ କାମୁକତା ଓ ଯନ୍ତ୍ରଣାର ଅକ୍ଷର ଶୋକରେ ପରିବର୍ତ୍ତିତ ହୋଇଯାଆନ୍ତି ନା ଯନ୍ତ୍ରଣା ଓ କାମୁକତା ଜନ୍ମ ଦିଅନ୍ତି ଶୋକକୁ ସହିବା ପାଇଁ। ରାତ୍ରିର ଘଟଣା ଓଲଟ ପାଲଟ କରିଦିଏ ମୋ ସାରା ଦିନର ଯୋଜନା। ମାଛି ଅନ୍ଧାରରେ ଦୂରେଇ ଯାଉଥିବା ଜହ୍ନ ଆଉ ଆକାଶରୁ ଗୋଟିଏ ପରେ ଗୋଟିଏ ଲିଭି ଯାଉଥିଲେ ତାରା। ବିଛଣାର କଡ଼ ବଦଳଉ ବଦଳଉ ମୁଁ ଶୁଣିଥିଲି ଛାତର ଧାରରେ ଧକ୍କା ଖାଇ ଭାଙ୍ଗି ଯାଉଥିବା ବାଜପକ୍ଷୀର ଚିତ୍କାର।
Thank you. I'm done. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Kollegger. Our next poet is Rochelle Potkar. Is it the right way to say your name?
Thank you.
And one thing I just came to know from her biodata printed here in this book, that she was at Iowa's International Writing Program, 2015. Oh, I just missed her. I was in Iowa 2016. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
please, read your
I missed
points.
you too.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. We have to read just 2 poems, but I have a bag of poems, but I'm so looking forward to hear poetry by all who are present here. So 2 poems. This first one I just recently heard was shortlisted for the George Donahue International Poetry Prize. It's The Girl from Lal Bazaar. The girl from Lal Bazaar sips divination of cups, laced in ginger over a saucer of zodiac signs. In dark, dusky mornings after wine sediments in beer mugs of last evenings. Gorging eyes of popped cardamoms, brittle bones of promises, unspooling the wedge of a mother's sari under umbilical. Swallowing the rain in vertical pills, a landlocked dream gathers vapor through the thick glass of a cutting chai for storms in teacups. As Chinese lanterns blow, she predicts smaller surfaces for her future without straining dregs that stir the night to cinnamon kisses like stars smudging daylight. in maps of doubt, enmity, falsehood, shade shapes of fortune, mountains of hindrance, patterns in camel, dogs, letters in heart, and a ring. She starts at the rim like the white women did after independence, holding teacup handles to their spiral bottom, reverse imaging white negative spaces in clumps of flavor, breaking potencies of freedom on a stain with satin. The girls would then form Europa, Nippon, for the English soldiers. Now Madama drinks brew through her yellowing teeth, stalking the labyrinth of dark snakes in hot water, from a kettle by the pimp, bittering in tea garden time, 1 hour ahead of the zeitgeist present. What's left is 14 lanes of women of Nepalese and Indian origin, in the old brewing market of flavors, and she, the daughter of a Randi, who is into the beatings of drum, even has a new track for an international album. She won't let ripples in the saucer of lip-smacking liquid, quivering with delight, decide her near and far futures, in scaffoldings of condoms and collarbone conscience. Thank you. And when it's tea time, I always read Biscuity Love because it's about tea and it's about biscuits, and it's post-afternoon siesta. So this is Biscuity Love for you. Memory is images of a pre-pubescent boy cycling home. Parag milk packets in one of his arms, feeding biscuits to a stray gaggle of brown dogs wagging their shins. Large half-moon eyes, kind salivating tongue. His smile showed no cookie crescent as he fed them all. He was my first love. More than the girls, the calves and canines knew his way home. This small towner of a bygone Bharat, who found humans in animals, he grew hunger in me. Now in this moffing, super quick India, his animals are holographic. His love fades cookie slim into the sun of many states, tastes, time zones. He has not one trail from work to home, but 10 homes. He, the color of chocolate, almond abdomen. He found love in many cities. Technology girls, animals and liberated women who fed off his glucose, milk, sugar, marmalade. They never grew thin. Over the trail of his virgin white honey, the scent of Shuddh Desi, old world in new crackling wrapping, always with a 30% improved marking. Bearing the saccharine of my bites and goosebumps, he now breaks under my neurotic granular breath. Chai mein duba hua, tea dunked, wafer thin, milk cruxed. My Pickwick, Mari, Paleji, Tiger, Oreo, Bourbon, mall shelf Belgian, online baked and ordered. Same old, same new, premium, cream, crunch, love. Thank
you. Thank you, Rochelle. Next poet is Dr. Kavita Lama. Kavita Lama, I just met her at the airport, Bhubaneswar, and her biodata says exactly what she told me. She teaches Nepali in Sikkim University, and the biodata says that she is a brilliant poet, and that's all.
Very good afternoon to everyone. I'm so happy to be here in front of all the eminent poets. This poem is written about my mother. So I want to dedicate this poem to all the mothers. First, I would like to read out in my own language, Nepali. After that, I'll read it out, English version. उज्यालो कोक्रोमा नाम्लो लगाई बोकेर मलाई घरका सबै काम धन्दा एक्लो थेक्ने सूर्य झै उज्यालो हाँस्ने मेरी आमा बाल्य धुन गुनगुनाएर झोलङ्गोमा सुताउँदै कमेरो माटोले उज्यालो अक्षर सजाउने निरक्षरताको अन्ध्यारो ढाकेर मलाई उज्यालोका सहस्र अर्थ बुझाइन् र त्यही उज्यालो रोप्ने हातले रणभूमिमा अधर्मी कौरवलाई परास्त गरी एउटा सिङ्गो युग निर्माण गरी। दुध चिनीमा भिजाएको सुक्खा रोटी र आमाले खुवाइदिँदा जन्मदिनको केक मैले यसैलाई माने। फेल भएर डराएर घर पस्दा आँखामा भरोसा बोल्ने, खेलमा साथीहरूसित हारेर रुँदा जितको न्यानो अङ्गालो हाल्ने यी टुक्रा टुक्रा उज्यालाहरूले आकाशका सयौँ सूर्य उदाएको देखिन्। फाटेको खाता किताब टाल्न आँटाको गम, पालिस उडेको जुत्तामा थोकले पालिस थेक्ने, केही दिनपछि त्यही जुत्ता पनि फाटेको देख्दा दसैँसम्म पर्खने त्यही इसारा मात्र पर्याप्त थियो। हरेक दुःख, पीर, अपुग, अभावमा ईश्वर बनिन् मेरी आमा। उज्यालोको अर्थ आकाशमा सूर्य देखाउने, धिब्रीलाई एक छुलको घाम बनाउँछु र सजाउँछु उज्यालोले गाउँको गोरेटोसँगै तेरो भविष्य। मिठो सपना मेरी आँखामा सजाए। थाकेका अनि हारेका रेखाहरू कोरिनै दिनन् घरको आँगन र छानोमा। बिहान बेलुकी बारीमा हाल्ने पानीले मलिलो पारिन् मेरो मस्तिष्क अनि यो मन र फुलाइन् ठकमक्क फुल मेरो जीवनमा। आज सोध्छु आफैलाई, यतिका वर्षहरूमा मैले मेरो काग आमाको ममताको निम्ति दिए कि दिन। यो काग आमाको विश्वास लर्खराउन उभ्याउन सके कि सकिन। मेरो हात आमाको वृद्ध हात समाउन बढाइ कि बढाइन। तर आज पर्यन्त मेरोबाट फिर्ता केही नचाहने विश्वासकी पहाड अझसम्म उत्तिकै छरछराउँदो अनि देदीप्यमान रहेछिन्। उज्यालोको सूर्य साथ राख्ने र जीवन बाँच्न सिकाउने मेरी आमा। My mother, the embodiment of light, rocking me in the cradle in my nursery days. You alone would do all the household things and smile like the bright sun, my mother. Singing the nursery rhymes for me in the swing, you taught me the alphabets, the white clay being your teaching aids. You guided me towards light from the darkness, my mother. Your hands fought the battle of life, the hands that sowed the seeds of light, defeating the demonic Kauravas in the battlefield. You created the history of the age. When my mother used to feed me every day the mixture of milk, sugar, and the dry bait, I took it for my birthday cake. When I used to come back home being unsuccessful in the school exams, your eyes would give me the confidence. While playing with the friends and after losing the game, when I used to return home, your warm embrace would tell me that one day I would certainly overcome. Through these small piecemeal joys, you gave me the light of hundreds sun in the sky. When I fixed my torn school books and copies with atta, the floor of the weeds, when polished my shoes with my speed, when the same shoes would get turned a bit, your gesture were enough well to wait till the Dasera festival. Although the hard times of my life and throughout the trails and the tribulations and odds, my mother, you were by my side next to only God. The flame of the small oil lamp was for me equal to the bright sunshine. Walking through the village path, small, she gave me dreams to reach to the great goal. Under the roof of our small house, you uttered no words in any way to give up the struggles halfway, day in and day out, all the while. She watered to make my head so fertile, thus she made my life like a flower in full bloom today. I ask this question to myself, whether I return equally to her or not. In these years, whether I extended my loving hands to her or not. in her old age whether I became her strong faith or not. But she expects nothing from me in return. She, in fact, is herself the mountain of the faith, even at present. Always graceful, gorgeous, and bright. My mother truly teaches the lessons of life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kavita.
The cry of the embryo. Your womb was the safe place for me, where the vibrant dreams I cherished. Then the blood relations with you did materialize. To peep into the world was my desire. I touched the earth and was overjoyed. I played under the warmth of your breathing. The world of my family came into being. I exchanged with you both the joys and tears. Thus, out of a mass of the flesh, to get a life, there I prayed. With the passing of the days and months, I began to make movements. Gradually, the lines of my eyes and lips, the fingers and the feet emerged from under the skin. In this way, in the blood red color, I took shape as your child tender. Now, before the door for me opens, to come out of your womb, you once gambled and staked my existence, and you take the prize of my life. That if I came out as a male child, then you would keep me in the heart. But if, on the contrary, I were a girl child, you would throw me out and discard. So these pinching words you uttered go deep into my tender body and the heart. In case of being a girl child in my birth, my death is confirmed on this earth. But someone will save my life, and he is my brother, my Messiah, the journalist. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kavita. Our next poet is Chandrakanta Murasingh. Chandrakant is a big name in Indian literature, and he writes in Kokborok as well as in Bengali, and he is the first recipient of Bhasha Samman. You know that we introduced Bhasha Samman. It was you are Anantamurthy and Sunil Gangopadhyay. They both decided to celebrate other languages of India. And Chandrakanta Murasingh was the first recipient of Bhasha Samman. A big hand for him.
Thank you, Subodh. Waishawishu Noksingo Hapsulu Loka, Pia Bokoro Habia, Nok Busatani Bishing, Noka Afuru, Yapriseu, Bushak Bolong Fishing. This Kokbolok. I will not read out my mother tongue. Here only the English translations I will read out. The first one, small 2 poems I will read out. The first one, the sky. At times, the sky tries to enter my room, but it is so small that the sky fails. Then the sky goes into the summer woods, and there it belongs to the young bamboo shoots and to the ships of green corn. Flags, green, red, and white, tell the tale of the sky. The sky is stained by blood-smeared money. Now, anyone can buy the moon for a price. The sad, mournful moonlight does not come in the poems. Now is the festival of darkness, radiant in the secret chamber. Another one, this is the last one. This is te 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 te. Now I am quite a babu. Chandra Babu, Kanto Babu, Murasingh Babu, sometimes poet Babu. Being called Babu, Babu and Babu like this, even the mind of the dumb overflows with poetic emotions. And you see, I am a perfect poet. But writing poems is not so easy, my friend. From one landing stage to another, lots of deep water. A poem is not merely a few words alone. Deep in thought today at noontide, I got also some glowing words. With passionate joy, I began to recite those words to my own shadow, almost covered by my staff. The body of this shadow, though small, gave out a sound. Tete, tete, tete. Hey, what did it say? Hither and thither, birds are flying, chirping in every unintelligible language. If I write a poem with these words, I shall not get a call from the poetry festival. Nor far away, a harvested June has dried up. I set fire to it. Perhaps it will say something. Then what a sound, tok, tok, tak, 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 tok. What is it saying in a huge, hideous voice? But definitely it is saying something. Hey, what did it say? All on a sudden, a dentist trick struck me. I went straight to Autonomous District Council, then this government, that government. Sounds came floating. Tete, tete, te, tete, tete. Now, amidst the peace of these sounds, if I return home, if I hear my children singing a song, te, 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 te. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Chandrakant. And you were really very bold in one of his lines. He said that I am a perfect poet. Even Homer is not perfect, but the irony and the paradox that we really enjoyed. Thank you again. It's really good. Our next poet, Annnwesha, is not here, as you said, right? So, is he here? Please. Please come. He's here, and that's why I announced. Would you like to read next? Please, please, huh? Oh, please come. I was told that you are not here, and I was going to take risk, but I thought that I should announce the name. Ki Rajendra? That's right, huh? Because it happens in Calcutta, you know, that some poets are sitting in the audience, and if you don't call them, and they will say, no, why should I go to dais? You didn't call my name. So I will come after I am called. Please come. Do come and read your poems. Annnwesha.
The problem was that I missed the Airbus last night, and so I was late. I'll just read out 2 poems. Thankfully, what I write, poems or whatever, are short. This is called Hills of Slow Time, from my latest book, Hills of Slow Time. There was a time when the hills denuded, scattered out of myth, origin, and ash, came tumbling down with waterfalls, lakes, and rivers to give succor to incarnadine hues. The hills I have known, paraded with my destiny, the hills that molded clay into mythic dolls. Yes, These were the hills I knew. Molten clay, shrapnel, hirsute legs. The hills were not man-made. Man, woman, and in the sacred groves, the hush could be heard, not felt, only scatter of rains, with a wild myth of flowers heaping mounds of love. Prescient hills, you shoot out the future and supinely lie on the past in eternal rest. Marigolds will not turn your hair into wounded, gashed fingers. Marigolds only wither and mingle fortuitously with these hills of slow time. I have been born and brought up in Shillong. I live there. This is called Dream Wings. Dream wings are far. The nearer they come, dreams are distinct, distilled, and your waking hours are lost. Dream wings are water, hyacinths floating beside stubble and growth. Dream wings are hard hit by summer's malefic ways and winter's dreaded hibernation. Dream wings are soporific, all to sleep, all to a tragic demise. Dream wings walk through marsh, morass. What else are dreams about? Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Ananya. Next poet is Nilim Kumar. Nilim Kumar is one of the finest poets from Assam. And I have been meeting him at Indian festivals for the last 25 years. When we were very young, then we started reading together. Nilim Kumar.
I will read my poems in Hindi, 2 poems, and another English poem will read my friend Subodh. दरवाज़ा. यहाँ पर एक दरवाज़ा होना चाहिए था. घर कहा करता था. हमारे नए घर में इतने सारे दरवाजे और खिड़कियों के बावजूद शायद एक दरवाज़ा नहीं था. ये बात घर जानता था. मैं उस जगह जहाँ दरवाज़ा नहीं था वहाँ खड़े रहने पर घर हमेशा गुनगुना कर कहता था, यहाँ एक दरवाज़ा होना चाहिए था. हमारे अर्थात परिवार की ज़रूरत हो तो दरवाज़ा रहेगा या फिर हमारे अलावा भी कोई रहेगा यहाँ जिसके लिए दरवाज़ा की ज़रूरत थी. घर ने कहा था, क्यों, जो तुम्हारे दिल में रहता है वो, उसके आने जाने के लिए दरवाज़ा कहाँ. नेक्स्ट पोएम रूबी गुप्ता. जालियांवाला बाग हत्याकांड जिस दिन घटा था उस दिन रूबी गुप्ता के अंतर्वस्त्र नहीं सूखे थे. पक्की छत पर धूप में तार पर डाले कपड़े वापस लाते समय रूबी गुप्ता ने उस दिन भी पाया था कि सभी कपड़े सूख गए हैं, सिर्फ अंतर्वस्त्र नहीं सूखे. वह कांप उठी थी. जिस दिन उसके अंतर्वस्त्र नहीं सूखते उस दिन दुनिया में कहीं ना कहीं कोई अनहोनी घटती ही है. उपन्यास के लंबे घर में रहने वाली उस रूबी गुप्ता के बारे में मैं बीच बीच में सोचता हूँ. उसके अंतर्वस्त्र के साथ पृथ्वी की इन आपदाओं के संबंध के बारे में कोई नहीं जानता, किसी को भी बता भी नहीं सकती है. वह दुनिया के बड़े बड़े भूकंप, ज्वालामुखी, सुनामी और हत्याकांडों के दिन रूबी गुप्ता के अंतर्वस्त्र नहीं सूखे थे. अंतर्वस्त्र बिना पहने वह रह नहीं सकती और बिना धोए भी. चुटपन में माँ ने सिखाया था, नीचे पहनने वाले कपड़े कभी बासी मत पहनना. अब रूबी गुप्ता को एक ही चिंता रहती है, अंतर्वस्त्र सूखे या नहीं. मौसम खराब होने पर वह इस्त्री कर करके अपने अंतर्वस्त्र सुखाती है, क्योंकि दुनिया को बचाने का वह अनथक प्रयास करती है. नाउ सुबोध.
You know, Nilim wants me to read the whole poem. I thought that I would be reading the first part of the poem and the last part. I have been translating his poems into Bangla, and I have also published his poems when I was the editor of Indian literature, the Sahitya Academy's flagship journal. But anyway, Nilim wants me to read the whole of it. So a bit long, maybe 50 lines. The poem is called Sunshine. Sunshine has no home. It lives everywhere. On land, water, sandbanks, on hills, trees, flowers, in birds' nests, on courtiers, verandas, roofs of houses, roads and walls and garbage, in pits and drains. Sunshine lies here and there. Sunshine is a little adamant. It trespasses into people's homes through doors and windows, ventilators, cracks in walls, holes on rooftops. Sunshine enters a bedroom, kitchen and bathroom too. If it finds a hole, you will see it entering, and we are not ashamed of it. We call sunshine by name: golden sunshine, tender sunshine, sharp sunshine, and someday it will burn the bottoms, calling names in our old habit. A poet once insulted sunshine. He wrote about his beloved. When I see you, it seems to me you are a deep shadow and life is a harsh sunshine. Sunshine has wronged no one, yet we sometimes hurt it. In winter we usher it, take it on our lap, embrace it, and in summer we chase it away. Get under umbrellas, wear sunglasses. Is sunshine our slave? That we can love or curse as it we wish. Let us not argue about sunshine. It itself is nomadic. Sunshine is a restless child. The other day, I saw some men collected and boiled water with it, water to bathe men. If it could out, our lot would make a slave of sunshine, but sunshine is free, unaware, silent. Let us not argue about sunshine. I wish it well. Perhaps sunshine is a powerful man. A woman of this town loves him. She lays out chairs for him, and entering through windows, sunshine sits on those chairs. She takes them wherever he goes. She has named her son Sunshine, and her daughter is called Sunny. Sunshine arrives on earth, not for that woman alone. It comes for everyone, arms wide open towards a human. Passing through their skin, flesh and bones, it wants to sleep through them to the soul of man. Oh hills, lean over a little. Let sunshine come in. Let sunshine come in.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Biswamit, how do you say? Dwibedy? Dwibedy? Yeah, right, Dwibedy. Biswamit Dwibedy, I was just looking at his newly published HarperCollins book. Congratulations, Biswamit.
Thank you. Does this work, right? Okay, cool. It's lovely to be here. I just had a book published also today, and it's all about the temples in Bhubaneswar. I grew up in Cuttack, but I would stay at this place called Brit Colony all the time, and I didn't realize the importance of those temples till I grew up and started writing about them. So I'll just read a few poems from that book. It's called MC3, and it's free online by this press called Essay Press, if you want to check it out. So yeah, Brit Colony. Temples aren't built, they are erected. From here, you can see the beginning of the city as we know it today, a small arc that has survived what we call the horizon. I grew up in a neighborhood with temples from 10 centuries ago scattered about. It was not my own, and other home. I went back and forth between this house and mine in a town just 20 kilometers away, Cuttack and Bhubaneswar. In the late 90s, they were referred to as twin cities, and frequently still, though they never twined, or the process has been slow, people always hoping that it would merge into one.
This is live?
Though the distance it takes to travel between them has
live?
drastically changed in the last 20 years. Cuttack was where we lived. It was once the capital of Odisha, which Bhubaneswar is now, thriving city, but when was it not? Are there records of these temples almost deserted? These stones that have survived were left untouched. For if there were temples, there must have been homes. What is the chronology from sand to stone? And for how long have you and how alone? Entirely not my own, an autobiography of no one in particular. The biggest lingam you've ever seen, which translates to a phallus. We worship an erection 9 feet and 3 inches tall. There are, of course, other interpretations of this phenomena. You should look it up, Bhaskareshwara temple. No one ever touched that stone, so how can it be shaped that way? Millions of housewives have wondered. The house was numbered MC3, Brit colony, right in front of the 12th century. How did I, all alone, centuries ago, might have traveled to a future no one thought would survive to see? They thought I was the reincarnation of someone they loved. Each temple is a witness to the biggest mistakes and the deepest desires of an entire family. One more. I think this one is based on the Kedar Gauri temple. With a stone as your witness. Watch that lake appear there with this stone as your witness. This is the reflection. At the heart of each stone is a lake, black with black fish swimming in it. A lake or a pond is essential to anything living, from a temple to a stone to a city. This is a stone. It's a living thing. It will not stop growing. You do not survive centuries by being dead. You once read, you once saw in a road of stone your own reflection. You grow up in front of someone who dies. This happens all the time. Generations have died right here, this stone as their witness. All the familiar faces that used to visit are now ghosts in the garden, telling each other stories, reasons they keep coming back to this temple. Thank you.
Thank you. Oshini Kumar, is he in the audience, like Ananya? Oshini Kumar. Monu, Oshini Kumar has come? No, okay. Yes, the next poet. You know, I don't have that tongue to pronounce her name. And, you know, when I was, again I'm saying, I'm sorry, that when I was the editor of Indian literature, my most difficult phase was with the mesonames. How to pronounce mesonames. It's so difficult. In India, it's really different. Even their names are more difficult than German names. So shall I try to pronounce your name? I don't know. P. Lalawmsangi. I'm so sorry. Please, you announce your name. I need a training. Every Indian needs a training at least 6 months to pronounce mesonames.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm so thankful to the Holy Review Trust for inviting me in their grand program of Art and Literature Festival of Odisha 2018. And I'm from Mizoram, and Mizoram shares its neighboring states with Assam, Tripura, and Manipur, and it shares international boundary with Myanmar and Bangladesh. As Mizoram is a hilly region, most of the poets in Mizoram incline towards nature, and So there is really, what really common among those poets is personification of the nature, like talking to a moon or talking to a hill or a river. So my poem is also regarding a hill in my locality. So I'm presenting a single poem today, but let me take the privilege of presenting a single poem by first reciting in my language and then translating into English. But as they have already mentioned in the previous session, translation is really difficult, especially in terms of poem, because in other language we could not keep the same lines or same words as we put in our language. So I'm just putting in simple English. And here my poem goes like, Hangilung Lentlang, it's the name of that hill. Iang chunga min kwang ko in nithar duom takpek kani min shil. Iang chung chukatan pialral. Iparvul natlanin kalenga ira chwa chukatan ihlan chin. Ma se hetin lungrethei takhian. Imoy na bak adon thiam lo. Irin om na adon phak nemo. Trang dang bela liam ni oma ikyanga kalo kirlein. Imoy na ichul chuang lo. Kovel moy na ten min shwai bo chang ni om ma se ikyanga kalo kirin. Imoy na ichul chuang lo. Limni herin kanghil chang ni che om ma se ikyanga kalo kirin moy ten ilaw vulle chin. Ma se tuna zong irin om na kalaw sheta. Tu khum phak inilonge moy na chuwang lai nu na tan chau. Rin om na chu dam chung dai anisi shingmi changla nang kathang berang che dam chung nun chiar puyatan nang nge hi nang chau nang nge hangilung lentlang. Okay, then here the English translation goes like, you stretch your arms and reminds these sleepy eyes that a new day has granted again. Your loving arms is my so-called haven, enjoying your blossoms and fruitfulness when spring came, but leaving you when you began to fall. As this poor heart never thought of your faithfulness, but only your beauty. Lending in a stranger's arm, but you never fail to bloom when I'm back in your loving arms. When my time witnesses happy moments and loss in that very moment, you never fail to bloom when I'm back in your loving arms. When my time witnesses happy moments and loss in that very moment, you never fail to bloom when I'm back in your loving arms. No life could ever compete your faithfulness. Knowing beauty is just an apparel of youthful days, while faithfulness remains till one's eyes has closed to retire from life. Had you been human, I would pay anything and beg you to be the one to witness my time unless and until this life fails to exist. Only you, it's only you, Hangilung Lentlang. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that Manu and Sonnet Mondol and their friends, they have made it possible that we have been hearing so many Indian languages at this festival. And now we have as many as 96 festivals across the country in 3 months. And every state has 3-4 festivals during these 3 months, December, January, February, it's like that. And it's really good to hear a Mizo poet in Mizo and so many languages. This is really good, and most of the festivals are not appreciating languages of India, and they are Indian festivals. So it's a big change here in Bhubaneswar, and I thank them again. This is really good, and this focus on Indian literature in Indian languages is very, very important today. I never believed that India can be divided like most of the academics. I'm sorry I am one of them, but still I never wrote it. I never said it, that it's India. There are 2 Indias. One is English India, and India when goes abroad, it becomes number 1 India, that is India, as if India writes in English. India writes in so many languages. Not only 24 languages as on 8th schedule, but it has so many languages. And it's brilliant that Kokborok is here Mizo is here. We have not been able to give them Sahitya Academy Awards. But it's really brilliant. Yeah, we are Bharat. He has rightly said, and this is what I wrote, it's India and Bharat. But, it's not that I am saying anything or hinting anything like that those who write in English, we have so many good friends here. And many of my friends are writing in English, that's a different thing. But the point is the global forces, the market forces are now telling us that we want India that writes in English. It's a terrible situation. So from Calcutta, if you have in any international festival in US or Europe, nobody knows Shunil Gangopadhyay, but everybody recognizes Amitav Ghosh. Both are from Baliganj place of Calcutta. This is the irony that we are going through in India. It's a terrible situation. Okay, now the next poet, Annnwesha Abhipsa Pani. It's a beautiful name. Annnwesha Abhipsa Pani.
Well, I'm going to recite two of my poems. The first one is Deciphering God. What course, what assiduous effort should I embark on, O dear Lord? What course, what assiduous effort should I embark on, O dear Lord? What path, what formula should I undertake to solve thy undecipherable equation? From the dawning perception to the articulate apprehension, when shall I celebrate my winged victory in unraveling your mystery, in demystifying your esoteric creation? My mind gets clogged with a myriad host of confusions. My soul uncurls and clenches to the tune of thine paradox. I am sandwiched. I am sandwiched between the slow and gulping harmonious howl and the sudden deafening chasm of silence, between the fluttery prologue to the feral epilogue. When the dreams of painting the sky red are but washed over by a nightmareous wave, when the flying butterfly is but still, when the golden rays of morn but darken the foggy earth, when my scattered thoughts know no hold, when melancholy grieps my poor lonely heart, how can I unsnail thy beauteous complexities? O Lord, show me thy hideous formula.
Next.
Simplify thy sculpture dispositions. Oh, shower me thy elixir of eternity. Muse me name the hollow voids as infinite skies. Open to me thy gates of death, or hoist the flag of immortality. Open to me thy gates of death, or hoist the flag of immortality. Perhaps this paradox is called life. Perhaps this paradox is called life. There is another poem called Tonight. Tonight, when hunger accumulates leftover pity drags and generous dendrite. Tonight, when hunger accumulates leftovers, pity drags and generous dendrite, and thus calms himself to sleep. Tonight, when lavish in the slithery mattress, lulls himself to sleep, wide opened are my dream-misted eyes. Wide opened are my dream-misted eyes. Sleep comes to me no more. Sleep comes to me no more. Tonight, solitude makes love to me. I am but a poor shipwrecked, lost in the ocean of emotions and in search. I am of my destined end. Tonight, I break my house of sand, build again with hopes and wait for it to be shattered. Tonight, forlorn, I break the tides and wait for the tides to break me. Tonight, with me, the sea raises its folded hands to the universe. Tonight, my stories weaved in words are saved with care. My memories are scattered in silence, and like the rains, drizzles and drenches me. Tonight, the sleep comes no more. They don't let me sleep, you know. They don't let me sleep. The masked faces march with all vigor and vile as if they are to perform on stage tonight. And in the darkness of night, they fire bombs and guns. The skies bleed my wounds. The skies bleed my wounds, and in the never-ending game, I am somewhere in between half shadow and half light. I am somewhere in between half shadow and half light, and yet I am nowhere. And yet I am nowhere. Tonight I become the universe. Tonight I become the universe, and the universe becomes me. I begin my journey of search, my quest for me, and I accumulate parts of me. Tonight doesn't solitude, let me inhale night. Tonight doesn't solitude, let me inhale night and exhale words. Let me wait for the long night to fade. Let me wait for the long night to fade and for the sunshine to spread its petals and sing sacred prayers. Till then, let me keep making love to solitude. Till then, let me keep making love to solitude. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I invite M.K. Ajay. M.K. Ajay has been a writer in residence at Sanskrit Foundation, New Delhi, and he has already published 3 collections of poems. M.K. Ajay.
So the first poem, I wrote this after visiting a Buddhist monastery in Sri Lanka, which was inside a forest. And it's titled Green Moss Buddha. Green Moss Buddha. Inside this cave you will find happiness, he said. His head bowed, his left arm tucking his ochre robe of infinite cotton, swirls, and pali chants. His outstretched palm pointed to the cave, a cool hollow within a tent of 3 rocks, each rock perched atop the other. There was a cloudy rainwater cistern and pigeons scattered among rice. Inside the cave was the promised happiness, a granite Buddha, still as a lotus. The Buddha showed no pleasure, not even a hint of a smile. He sat simply in his middle path of no joy, no sorrow. Happiness fell into this cave in small parcels of dapple sunlight, sway of a Bodhi tree, and memory of everyone's Buddhahood. My attention grew as wide as the sky, all blue, no pleasure, no smile, no sorrow, no pain, each sensation perched atop the other on a tent made of my breath. Just me and my breath, chirp of sparrows, water dropping into the cistern, no shadow, no sunlight, no self, no mind, no Buddha. Happiness is just a cave without me, with only my shadow. In the second poem, I try to take a common word and try and define it in a somewhat light-hearted way. And the title of the poem is Definitions. Definitions. Surprise. Tiptoeing through darkness, the mustache emerged in the hall, yogurt on our daughter's face. Football field. Deserted green patch at nightfall, unsafe for timid, anxious lovers before the games begin. Pedantry. What spoiled the children when the rod was not spared has to be impulse. Greenhorn. What was left in the park after the poacher stripped off the vegetarian's skin? Lost. Somewhere in these words and smells that turn the street into a destination, I ask, where am I? Who am I? The other, beyond my body, smell, touching, talking, feeling, reminding me of my own presence. Death, the end, period. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajay. Shomya Vilekar Mohante. Please. So we have just two more poets. And I think I should not read my poems. I have to rush to airport.
Hello, so I would be reciting two poems. One is about the bitter truth of society, and one is about a philosophical mind, which we all have within ourselves. So the first one is, I am poverty. I, poverty, the destitute figure of humanity. In rags and mud, I am strewn, crushed by offsprings of supremacy. An illegitimate child of power I am. I am an illegitimate child of power, littered, cluttered, scattered, the bitter truth of the world. I, poverty, the homeless progeny of the created hypocrisy. Broods who in thousands agonize in vacillating hearts, never fathered by the dominions, although I am stripped and denied my part. Ditha none, the authority stands unfretted. I die and get buried in the human carcasses. I die and get buried in the human carcasses to appear again in another misery, in another form. I, poverty, indigent, is my form. So I, poverty, always remains in the society in any form. It is the bitter truth, which always remains, whether we see it with our naked eyes or we don't. The second one is about a philosophy. Had I walked barefoot on every inch of earth, sailed through the different seas, calm or rough, if only I had seen the mystical deserts quiet and stormy, and the majestic mountains strong and gigantic, if I had breathed in the forest dark with glow flies lighting, and slept in the woods coniferous and the sky kissing, had I come across unknown tempests of life at every bend, and enjoyed the song of birds swinging on the perch of life, had I seen the glistening snow sparkling like the lustrous white, felt the chill breeze piercing my cheeks in broad daylight, if I had worked for hours in the sweltering heat and sweated profusely to earn a morsel of food for a bite, had I walked barefoot, had I been lying on the grass in the middle of night, embracing the vast sky, the innumerable twinkling stars gazing at me, and the gorgeous moon gliding by, I would have then treasured the jewels of this earth, learned to value the priceless gift bestowed by the creator of universe. Thank you.
Now we are going to conclude with Shobhana Kumar. It's good to end with a woman poet. And one thing you have noticed already, I think, and 25 years ago we couldn't imagine this, that we are here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as many as 6 women poets on the panel. 25 years ago, had we been 10 poets, there would have been only one woman poet. So this is a big change in India. So this is especially for the poets from abroad. So India is also changing.
Thank you very much, and thank you to festival directors for inviting women poets like us too. I'm going to read 2 poems. The first is notes that I wrote to myself after the Kochi Art Biennale. I come from Tamil Nadu, so greetings to all of you from there. Notes to self from an art biennale. 1. A novel doesn't always need paper. If you trust a city enough, her walls speak louder. 2. There are writers who want, and there are those who write. 3. On a 15 by 15 feet canvas, even the artist becomes art. 4. Old rolled newspapers can turn into prayers. It's all in the way you see them. 5. When you cannot read between the lines, you make your own. 6. Death is the artist's muse. He is the fiercest friend. 7. Where are the sunflowers? A friend asks. All of life's beautiful things. Didn't you know? When you enter this world, you leave your footwear behind. Thank you. The second I'm going to read has got a little bit of Tamil in it. And during conversations with my Tamil scholar friends, they always lament the loss of the classical language slipping into crass colloquial language. So this is for Jay, who laments our disappearing tongue. Ra, the sensuous roll of the tongue, making love to the wind, birthing a gentle child that invokes Malai, rain, with the eagerness of a maiden womb. Kadal, that has since usurped once carefully cradled love with lust and relegated it to sequined lingerie, always greedy for more. Bhakti, in whose voice devotion rang for the gods with as much zest as it did for a lover's touch, is now fundamental opinion that bans discussion. We speak it no more, my Tamil, lest we remember the love in every word. In this squalor, we bury our past, word by word, reserving the purest for the language we only dream in and dream of. Thank you.
Thank you, Shobhana. Thank you. So, this was a session for short poems, except one or two. I'm going to tell you the shortest poem that I have been mesmerized by for last 25 years. This is a poem by Nicanor Parra, who died just a week before at the age of 103 years. So he completed his century in Santiago. And I had a fantastic time with Nicanor Parra in Calcutta, in Bharat Bhavan, and also elsewhere. I have never been to Chile. He invited me, but I missed it. So I would like to conclude this session with that poem as a tribute to this, one of this finest poets of our time, who missed a Nobel Prize. You know that at least as many as 4 times his name was recommended. His name was shortlisted for Nobel Prize, but he missed it. And I have translated Nicanor Parra's poems, almost enormously, I think, in Bengali. The poem is, it's just 6 words. It's a 6-word poem. The poem is called America, USA. USA. The first line. USA. Where the liberty is a statue. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you, participating poets, and thank you all.